Well, hello. We are going to continue doing a reading with on the Sutra of Hui-Neng, and I am not 100% sure. Okay, I think I actually know where I'm at. Okay, we are actually on chapter 3, questions and answers. Don't mind me, I'm gonna just be moving slow here. Chapter 3, questions and answers. One day, Prefect Wei entertained the patriarch and asked him to preach to a big gathering. At the end of the feast, Prefect Wei asked him to mount the pulpit, to which the patriarch consented. After bowing twice reverently, in company with other officials, scholars, and commoners, Prefect Wei said, "I have heard that your holiness preached. It is really so deep that it is beyond our mind and speech, and I have certain doubts, which I hope you will clear up for me." "If you have any doubts," replied the patriarch, "please ask and I will explain." "What you preach are the fundamental principles taught by the Bodhidharma, are they not?" "Yes," replied the patriarch. "I was told," said Prefect Wei, "that the Bodhidharma's first interview with Emperor Wu of Liang, he was asked what merits the emperor would get for the work of his life in building temples, allowing new monks to be ordained. Loyal consent was necessary at that time, giving alms, and entertaining the order. His reply was that these would bring no merits at all. Now, I cannot understand why he gave such an answer. Will you please explain?" "These would bring no merits," replied the patriarch. "Don't doubt the words of the sage. Emperor Wu's mind was under an erroneous impression, and he did not know the orthodox teaching. Such deeds as building temples, allowing new monks to be ordained, giving alms, and entertaining the order will bring you only felicities, which should not be taken for merits. Merits are to be found within the Dharmakaya, and they have nothing to do with practices for attaining felicities." The patriarch went on, "Realization of the essence of mind is kung, good desserts. The quality is te, good quality. When our mental activity works without any impediment, so that we are in a position to know constantly the true state and the mysterious functioning of our own mind, we are said to have acquired kung te merits. Within, to keep the mind in a humble mood is kung, and without, to behave oneself according to propriety is te. That all things are the manifestation of the essence of mind is kung, and that the quintessence of mind is free from idle thoughts is te. Not to go astray from the essence of mind is kung, and not to pollute the mind in using it is te. If you seek for merits within the Dharmakaya and do what I have just said, what you acquire will be real merits. He who works for merits does not slight others. On all occasions, he treats everybody with respect. He who is in the habit of looking down upon others has not got rid of the erroneous idea of a self, which indicates his lack of kung. Because of his egotism and his habitual contempt for all others, he knows not the real essence of mind, and this shows his lack of te. Learned audience, when our mental activity works without interruption, then it is kung. And when our mind functions in a straightforward manner, then it is te. To train our own mind is kung. All right, so I just had a delay on trying to mic my sneeze, so I don't know if that got muted, but I just realized what I read was muted, so let me do that again. To train our own mind is kung, and to train our own body is te. Learned audience, merits should be sought within the essence of mind. They cannot be acquired by almsgiving, entertaining the monks, and so on. We should therefore distinguish between felicities and merits. There's nothing wrong in what our patriarch said. It is Emperor Wu himself who did not know the true way. Prefect Wei then asked the next question. I notice that it is a common practice for monks and laymen to recite the name of a Amitabha with the hope of being born in the pure land of the West. To clear up my doubts, will you please tell me whether it is possible for them to be born there or not? Listen to me carefully, sir, replied the patriarch, and I will explain according to the sutra spoken by the Bhagavat in Shravasti city for leading people to the pure land of the West. It is quite clear that the pure land is not far from here, for the distance in mileage is 108,000, which really represents the 10 evils and 8 errors within us. To those of inferior mentality, certainly it is far away. But to superior men, we may say that it is quite near. Although the Dharma is uniform, men vary in their mentality because they differ from one another in their degree of enlightenment or ignorance. Therefore, some understand the law quicker than others, while ignorant men recite the name of Amitabha and pray to be born in the pure land The enlightened purify their minds, for, as the Buddha said, when the mind is pure, the Buddha land is simultaneously pure. Although you are a native of the East, if your mind is pure, you are sinless. On the other hand, if you are a native of the West, an impure mind could not free you from sin. When the people of the East commit a sin, they recite the name of Amitabha and pray to be born in the West. But in the case of sinners who are natives of the West, where should they pray to be born? Ordinary men and ignorant people understand neither the essence of mind nor the pure land within themselves, so they wish to be born in the East or the West. But to the enlightened, everywhere is the same. As the Buddha said, no matter where they happen to be, they are always happy and comfortable. Sir, if your mind is free from evil, the West is not far from here. But difficult indeed it would be for one whose heart is impure to be born there by invoking Amitabha. Now, I advise you, learned audience, first do away with the 10 evils. Then we shall have traveled 100,000 miles. For the next step, do away with the 8 errors, and this will mean another 8,000 miles traversed. If we can realize the essence of mind at all times and behave in a straightforward manner on all occasions, in the twinkling of an eye, we may reach the Pure Land and there see Amitabha. If you only put into practice the 10 good deeds, there would be no necessity for you to be born there. On the other hand, if you do not do away with the 10 evils in your mind, which Buddha will take you there, if you understand the birthless doctrine, which puts an end to the cycle of birth and death of the sudden school, it takes you only a moment to see the West. If you do not understand, how can you reach there by reciting the name of Amitabha, as the distance is so far? Now, how would you like it if I were to shift the Pure Land to your presence this very moment, so that you all might see it? The congregation made obeisance and replied, if we might see the Pure Land, there would be no necessity for us to desire to be born there. Will your holiness kindly let us see it by having it removed here? All right, I'm going to stop it there. Beginning of page 91, still on chapter 3. Only about a page and a half left of chapter 3. And until next time.